So, in this speech, I'll be explaining how the rules of baseball. And in essence, baseball is quite simple. You have 3 outs, uh, you have, 9 innings, 9 players on the field, and 2 teams playing against each other. But there's a lot of different nuances and guidelines that have to be explored in order for one to truly understand baseball. So, first of all, you have the defensive aspect of the game. Uh, you have there's 9 players in the field, like I said before, and those positions are numbered, and they go from 1 is the pitcher, 2 is the catcher, 3 is first baseman, 4 is second baseman, 5 is third baseman, 6 is shortstop, 7 is the left fielder, 8 is the center fielder, and 9 is the right fielder. So once you have all those people on the field, they try to be on offense. And to do that, they have to get 3 outs for every half inning. To get an out, what they have to do is they can they have the ball, obviously. They can have the ball in their glove, and they can have their foot on a base. And once they have their foot on that base before the batter reaches the base, then that player is out. Also, the opposing team can catch a ball mid-air before it hits the ground, and then the hitter is out. And finally, you can tag a person with the ball, which means you just touch them with the ball. And if you don't want to touch them with the ball itself, you can have the ball in the glove and tag them with the glove and the ball. So, next you have the offensive side, sorry, I almost forgot one part. The pitcher and the catcher are probably 2 of the most pivotal players. The pitcher throws the ball to the catcher and allows the batter to hit the ball. But the pitcher has to make it extremely difficult for the batter. They have certain pitches like the curveball or screwball that the batter has to try to hit. But the catcher also has to keep the ball in front of him to protect to keep the base runners from advancing any bases before the ball is hit. So next, there's the offensive side of the game. The offense is geared towards scoring runs, which is going all the way around the bases in a counterclockwise fashion. So once they start out, they go on to first, second, third, and then they end up where they started. And where they started is called home plate or home base, however you want to say it. And then also, in order to advance the bases, the batter can be walked, which is 4 balls that are outside the strike zone. And they can also hit the ball. And the farther the ball goes, where it lands safely, the more bases that can be potentially reached safely. So, and then also, once again, the batter or base runner is called on several occasions. I've already mentioned 3 of them. But the way a batter can actually get himself out, there's 2 ways. Number 1 is most obvious. The batter swings and misses 3 times, which is called a strikeout. Each swing and miss is called a strike. Or every time the ball goes through the strike zone and the batter doesn't swing, it's called a strike. And also, which is one that's little known, is that if a batter hits the ball and they step on home plate as they are running towards first base, they are called out immediately. So in conclusion, to watch baseball, you need to be able to understand the rules to some extent. You don't have to know all the rules even I don't know all the rules. But, so hopefully this speech provided you a good outline for the rules of baseball and how it's played.